If you are struggling, you're working hard, you're exercising every day, and nothing seems to be happening, what do you do?
It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.
Health in the Real World podcast brought to you by My Core Balance. The reason I threw out my back as a teenager is because I was exercising in a way that was producing muscle imbalance. As a 40-year-old man, I am much stronger, leaner, more balanced, more flexible than I was at 14 and 15 years old. Find out what the heck I'm talking about at mycorebalance.com. Enter promo code podcast when you sign up for the membership, and you will get 10% off your membership for the duration of your membership. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's talk about you. Okay, I'm talking about making an effort. You're doing a great job, but nothing seems to be moving. The scale's not tipping. Now, of course, there's something to be said about getting that feedback and readjusting and changing direction and things like that. But today what I want to talk about is just staying the course. Sometimes it's effective to just go longer, do more time. So if you've been trying something for 2-3 months, maybe you need 6 months, maybe you need a year. It's hard to imagine sometimes, but I'd like to give you an analogy. Les Brown is a motivational speaker, and he's amazing. If you don't know who Les Brown is, look him up on YouTube. He talks about the bamboo tree. And the bamboo tree, for 5 years, so you plant it in the ground, and for 5 years, it appears to be making no progress whatsoever. And then in I think he says 5 weeks or 6 weeks, it grows 90 feet. And all of a sudden, you're like, wow. So he asked the question, and I'm going to ask you this question. Did that bamboo tree grow 90 feet in 6 weeks, or did it grow 90 feet in 5 years? And of course, the answer is 5 years, because if you would have stopped watering it, if you would have stopped caring for it, if you would have stopped working out, if you stopped eating right, if you stop all the healthy stuff that you know you need to be doing, then you would have gone back down to zero. Now, here's what happens. Here's, I think, the underlying thing here is that there's something in our brains. I have no idea what this is. I don't know why it happens, but there's something in our brain that thinks that we are the exception. Do you know what I mean by this? Where, okay, there's been a bajillion research studies that show that working out is good for you, and it has a tendency to keep you leaner and more muscular, things like that, lower body fat. We know generally what the best diets are. Generally, you may be slightly over here or slightly over here. But generally, we know what a good diet is, right? We know that getting plenty of sleep, at least 7 hours, but up to 8, 9, even 10 hours a night. If you're exercising, I think I heard LeBron James gets 12 hours a night. I mean, he's an NBA athlete. Of course, he needs more rest. What else? So I got eating, sleeping, positive relationships, right? We know that that's healthy. We know that meditation is great. All these things, right? So let's just say you're 30 pounds overweight. You're tired. You just don't feel good generally, right? So then you adopt a fitness, a health program where you're doing all these things. You're eating right. You're walking. You're lifting weights. You're going to sleep on time. You're waking up at a reasonable hour. You're happy. You're having fun. You're doing all these things, but nothing is happening. So at that point, what goes through your mind? Are you the exception to the rule? Maybe this stuff just doesn't work on me. And then it's tempting if it seems like cause and effect is not lined up for you, right? And it seems like you're doing the right stuff and you're getting out the wrong stuff, especially if you look at somebody that you know who's doing bad stuff and they're getting good results or seemingly good results, right? Like they look good, they have energy, all this stuff. It's very tempting for you to say, screw it, I'm done. Throw up your hand, I'm done. I don't need to be doing this. I don't need to be breaking my back over all these habits that I'm trying to create when it's leading to nothing. Sure, you might be the exception, but you also might be the bamboo tree. Maybe you just need a little more time. Of course, if you're taking too much time, you might want to check it out. You might want to get your blood work done, or you might want to see if you have any food intolerances or anything like that, right? If your goals are really not moving at all. But sometimes, especially with beginners, I've noticed that people just have an interesting idea of how long everything should take. So just want to insert that into your day and say, well, maybe just need a little bit more time. So comment down below and let me know if there's ever been a time where your goals completely stagnated. When there's ever been a time where you felt like, why isn't anything changing? I'm putting all this work in and nothing's coming back out. What's going on and why am I the exception? Or, this is called health in the real world. This is not just about fitness and health. This is about bigger picture stuff. Or talk to me about something other than health and fitness. What goal were you trying to achieve and just nothing was happening? Then all of a sudden, one day, boom, it just broke through like that bamboo tree just started growing. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the video, hit the bell notifications so you get notified of all my future videos. And let's be fit, let's be healthy, let's be happy, and I'll see you in the real world.
It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.